Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Apple earnings and what that may portend for some future announcements in the next couple of months. My name is John. Let's get into it. So here we have the Wall Street Journal article. It's pretty short, but it gets to the point. So I'll read here. The nice thing about being Apple is that there's very little that $110 billion can't buy. Isn't that the truth? That is the amount Apple said Thursday afternoon that is added to its stock buyback program. It is the largest boost ever since the world's second most valuable public company, first began repurchasing its stock a little over a decade ago. That, along with a 4% lift to its dividend, accompanied a less than impressive report for the company's fiscal second quarter, during which Apple saw its biggest year-over-year decline in iPhone revenue in nearly 4 years. So pretty easy to understand news from Apple. iPhone sales makes up, I think in this article actually says, almost half of their revenue. So it's very important to Apple, and that revenue is down. So the results are not in line with what Apple or Wall Street would like. But that's not necessarily the most interesting part. Here you can see Apple's performance clearly underperforming their peers. But let's move down into what might be the more interesting news. So Apple chief executive Tim Cook confirmed Thursday that AI is a major focus. We believe in the transformative power and promise of AI that we believe we have advantages that will differentiate us in this new era, Cook said on an earnings call with analysts. But he hewed to the company's long-standing policy of never spilling the details of future products. That could limit Apple's ability to get a piece of the AI halo effect that the market has shined on the company's peers. Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference next month is where the company typically previews its latest software advances. New iPhones usually don't show up until the fall. So that's interesting. Apple's obviously under a lot of pressure here based on these earnings, and AI is the thing that everybody's talking about. Their peers, Google, Meta, Microsoft, everybody's talking about it and making, multi-billion-dollar investments in it. So where's Apple in this? Apple has the strongest part in the venue space. AI, I call it AI venue. This is the UI of AI. Where does AI show up for the user? How do people interact with it? If you think about Microsoft and Copilot, they've done a great job building it into the Microsoft Word app, the PowerPoint app, or whatever you're using. I think Apple has the same opportunity here in the consumer space that Microsoft has achieved with Copilot. So huge opportunity. It'll be interesting to see what they say about it. Apple's big push lately has been around privacy. Will they be talking about on-device AI? It'll be interesting to see. And then another thing we might be seeing, I'll continue on here, the company could still spring some surprises. A product event next week is expected to feature new iPads, and the company already seems to have high hopes for that line. Apple Chief Financial Officer Luca Maestri said Thursday that iPad revenue is expected to grow by double digits in the current quarter following 5 straight periods of decline. So I think the announcement for the Apple event next week said pencil us in or pencil it in, something like that, which obviously seems like a reference to the Apple Pencil. And then you see here that the CFO is forecasting double-digit growth in that iPad category. So clearly next week is going to be about the iPad. Be interesting to see how they refresh that product line. But I think 2 things we can probably expect in the next month or so with Apple is more on AI. It seems like they've got to have a story. And then obviously refreshed iPads. We'll see what they do. That line's pretty mature, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Anyways, thanks for checking out the channel. We'll talk to you next time.